That's okay. Both start with an S. Thank you, Chair, and thank you, Minister, for appearing here today. Last time we spoke, Minister, at the committee level, you were here in your previous role as Minister of Crown Indigenous Relations, and at that time we were doing a study on Indigenous procurement, specifically the use of fake Indigenous identity in order to obtain access to government contracts. My question here relates to a letter I submitted to you earlier today. It's signed by you on December 13th, 2024. It's in response to a letter that was sent to you by somebody named Eagle Eyes, aka Jeffrey, who's claiming to be the Grand Council representative of the Alliance of Indigenous Nations. Now, a quick Google search of that name shows some pretty questionable results and to the legitimacy of this, whether they are Indigenous at all. And unfortunately, there is a band that just popped up recently called the Kawartha Lakes First Nation that is claiming Indigenous status, that is claiming 15,000 square kilometers of bands within the Williams Treaty area. Scugog, the Chippewas of Georgina, Rama, Alderville, Hiawatha, Curve Lake, just to name a few. Now, Minister, the so-called chief of this organization is claiming that this letter confirms that you signed off that they are legitimate. Is that true?
It's not true. Look, the recognition of indigeneity is a complex process. There's modern treaties that will recognize certain groups as Indigenous based on the modern treaties that have been signed. There's treaties, historical, treaties that again recognize specific groups. There's also in the modern context, it is within the context of the Indian Act. So if this particular community does not belong to the Indian Act band, and this does not, then the process of recognition is an onerous process through what's called Section 35 recognition. That involves enormous amount of work on the part of the community, but also on the part of Crown Indigenous Relations, as well as Department of Justice, that over time will establish the historical basis for that recognition. And I can affirm, Mr. Schmale, that in this case, that did not happen. This was what you gave me this afternoon is a form letter response to a letter that was received in my previous portfolio. It is a courtesy response, and frankly, it does not in any way recognize the rights of this particular group.
Okay, perfect. So no legal authority. There's a process. They're not legitimate.
And just to be clear,
and I do have a few other questions too. So
I'll be very brief.
Pretty
all of us receive letters. All of us, respond to correspondence. That does not imply, other than a courtesy response, it doesn't imply. It should not imply anything further than that.